Sex robots and AI girlfriends. It is changing the way the youth is being molded, and for men that ain't getting none, you know what I mean? Everybody's engaging with their sexual desires on a different level, especially with the advancements on technology on an overall level. So I'm very curious as your guys, opinions when it comes to these new innovations of sex.
First time I heard of a sex robot was probably maybe 10 years ago, and it was this video, and a bunch of people, I was in graduate school, sent me this video because I knew I was studying sex. And it was, I don't know if either of you, Jamie, have seen this video, but it went viral, and it was this early version of a sex robot, but it was like the silicone face with a wig. And I'll say she was eating a banana, but she wasn't actually eating a banana. And it was basically like this head attached to a broomstick and had a sheet over it. And so you couldn't see the rest of the robot. You just saw the face of it. But then the manufacturer shows you it's just like a broomstick. So what I thought was interesting is that even though it looks so hilariously bad, that there was obviously a market for it because so many people were interested in looking at this video, and also that people were buying this product. When I think of social media, the internet, AI, like you said, is becoming so mainstream and so ubiquitous. What's going to happen when we have these robots that are now being integrated into human life? And what happens when the technology does get so good that, they are more human-like and they are able to meet people's emotional needs and maybe even physical needs? What's going to happen to us then?
It's quite funny hearing the conversation because so many movies are made about this in particular, and you think, oh, it's just a movie. And then now it's getting to a point where it's like, oh, this is a documentary. And it is getting to a point like, oh, this is actually happening. So, like, for example, Japan, I think, has been at the frontier of a lot of the sex robot industry. Yeah. Japan has a lot of like crazy stuff. I mean, you can buy panties in a vending machine, I believe. Yeah. I don't know if that's still like a thing, but I know that you can do that. A lot of their anime, some of the stuff that we see mainstream, some of the stuff that is not well seen, has some questionable things in there. And pertaining to the sex robot thing, I know that over there, that's a big push, and it's only gotten better. And you see those dolls, like you see how like Tesla and all them showing these robots, and you're like, Boston Dynamics shows their robots, and it's like, oh yeah, oh wow, it's gonna take our jobs. And then now when they showcase some of these sex dolls, you're like, oh man,
lifelike. It's like Madame Tussauds come to life.
Yeah. So women will say, oh guys, you're losers for wanting to be to have something like that. It's like, well, you guys have your sex toys and don't say a damn thing. We don't criticize you about it. You'll get the dolls with the big member and all that stuff and have that in the closet. But, that's fine. But it regarding this, it says a lot of things. I think a point of emphasis with the no breeding thing, Japan, back to Japan again, has that thing where their population is actually going down, and they're trying to promote foreigners to come in to help bring the population back again. I forget the statistic that was saying, I believe like 60% of men are single.
Yeah.
And this time, I don't know, it was 2023 or 2024, but regardless, there are high percentage of men, very introverted, don't talk to women, etc.
You have to pay. I have to pay a woman to get her, and then when I got to continue with these payments. And then if I run out of money, she's gone. And I hate to say it like that, but like a lot of guys, that's why a lot of brothers are becoming introverts or single. For some guys, I just want peace. I don't care. I'd rather play video games, make my money, hang out with the guys. It's simple. What you find out of happiness, bro? Me just being around the guys, kicking it, laughing with people who I truly care about. It's just that simple. Or going fishing or playing video. It's not that hard, right? When it comes to dating and when you're talking to guys, all right, man, if you see a nice girl, you approach her, guess what you got to worry about? If you're in the gym, you're a stalker now.
Right.
Yep. You get so many labels. If you don't talk to her, oh, you gay or you sassy.
Yeah.
So it's damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Damn if you don't.
Being a guy trying to date when women are saying they want you to make 100 plus.
Oh, yeah.
Really. And when you see these women who say these things, half of them are not even there.
It's more than half.
Yeah, but it's crazy, right? And then they don't want to go 50 and 50. So like it leaves you in a situation where some guys like, man, I'd rather keep my peace, bro.
Yeah. And
I'm
then
chilling, man.
On top of that, not just keep their peace, but you got a lot of guys that wouldn't like even go to the thought of doing like a pocket pussy or something like that. I'll stick to my porno, and I'll do that type of thing and get my nut, and then I'm back to playing games and doing things with the guys. But now when you start integrating artificial intelligence with these type of things, not only do you have somebody that's going to start knowing your habits and algorithms on an intimate level, then you're going to put this into a robot that I can interact with and have control on an on and off basis with, to where not only can I be intimate with this thing that's giving me my sexual satisfaction, now I can do that and then still isolate and go back to where I am. So it's very scary when it comes to, I think women need to be afraid of these certain
I'm about to say women.
Yeah.
Because I think for guys, it won't, I think for men, because a lot of men are becoming aware now, bro, I would just get a plane ticket to go to Colombia, Medellin, and spend $40, and I'm going to get somebody who look like Rihanna.
Yeah.
And if I'm bold enough, I would bring one of them back. $125 for the whole day.
Yep. Chilling all day.
I hate to say it that way, but there are some countries I feel like people will go instead of getting down. Like sex toys just lets me know the level of perversion that's on us, that's bad. Like that's how far we have gone as a people in general. And the reason why I'm concerned with women, because women, for the most part, this would be their thing. Because they just hate men. They just hate us for some reason. So this would be their way of just getting rid of us. You know what? I'm going to have the robot eat this. I'm going to have the robot do this. I'm fine. Because like you said, they fine with their toys. Some of them, they fine with their toys, man. It sounds like a barbershop.
Yeah.
11:30 at night.
And you know what's funny is that when you're mentioning the travel part, the expatting is taking off, huge thing. And the arguments that Western women majority of the time make is these men are going to these third world countries.
Yes.
Where these women can't speak a lick of English, don't have an education. Lets me know how uneducated you are. There's 8 billion people on this planet. Do you think all those people are stupid? And have you ever been to these other countries? A lot of these countries that we say third world, if you go there compared to the US, they're ahead of us.
Yeah.
So healthcare system, you can pay $500 and get a whole assessment done. There's people now who, if they are diagnosed with cancer, will leave and go to the Philippines or go to India or go somewhere else, get their treatment done.
Yeah.
Because there's no waiting. And then you're paying maybe $1,500, $2,000. Okay, that's better than paying 20 grand for one treatment, and I can get the whole thing done and taken care of right then and there. Oh man, who's going to beat that?
And you paying for insurance here, and there's a possibility you still might
get denied.
Yep. But that's why I guess I didn't want to bring up CEOs getting taken out over stuff. You know what I mean? We just had a CEO get taken out for the health insurance thing. Who knows what that was about? But just to rewind it and bring it back to this country, for the young men that don't have the means to go outside of this country that are stuck with, like, not only is it the AI robots, but you have to also have these AI IG pages. You got guys on these AI pages that are, like introverted, they're gamers, but then they see AI pages, they're commenting on AI profiles.
Right. Take a look at some of the comments, bro. Look at this man. Love, you're everything in a woman. A good man would marry you and keep you happy for life. He better not be a boring man, because I can tell you ain't the one that likes sitting in no house. You're looking for adventure and happiness. That makes great memories. Sir, she's not real. What are you talking about?
And just seeing the fact that they're engaging with these AI profiles, you have very, very young men doing that. And then the OF money these girls are getting and not showing anything.
Not only that, the OnlyFans women that are using AI, they take their voice and use that like, oh, I'll be your boyfriend, download my app. Mm-hmm. And then so now they're using AI that will copy their voice to make it seem personalized that, hey, I'm having this conversation with you, Travis, or with Gary, and it's really me.
Yeah.
Tricks the guy's mind psychologically, like, oh man, this person really oh, this person really is for me.
Yeah.
Knowing that, they should know, but I mean, knowing damn well that it's just an AI robot that's copied that person's voice and utilizing that.
Yeah.
I mean, these OnlyFans girls, depending on if they're on the top 1%, they have a whole team. You think you're direct messaging
There's a team.
that model? No, you're direct messaging worker number 3,
Yeah.
who's in their shift during that day.
But in their mind,
That's them.
and
That's
for them, that's fine because a lot of people rather believe a lie instead of the truth.
Yeah.
And for some of those guys, it's unfortunate. They just lack confidence. They don't know how to talk to women.
Mhm.
If you talk to women and just play it cool, it's not like being in a courtroom. I mean, shit, all you gotta do is listen. To be honest with you, they're gonna tell you everything.
Right.
But a lot of them lack confidence, and a lot of them have a hard time talking to women, and so and then they feel like they're unnoticed, they unseen. They walk through life every day, nobody notice them, nobody give them a compliment. It's just like they not existing.
To that point, when it comes to these young men engaging in these, I heard a story not that long ago. A young man was engaging with the AI girlfriend thing. Like, I've been getting random ads for the AI girlfriend or talk thing or whatever. And this mother, long story short, this young man was engaging with the AI. He self-deleted. And then his mom went through his AI chat history and saw things to where he was having ideations with the AI chat. And she said something along the lines of, come be with me. So that's the scary part for me, is to where you do have these young men that are lonely, sexually frustrated, going through this sexual maturity, but then not, like you said, not knowing how to talk to women, not knowing how to express that sometimes to their parents, you know what I mean? Or somebody close to them. And then they're dealing with these AI engagement tools that is giving them, that is enticing them, to do things like self-deletion, maybe or maybe not. I have to do a little bit more research on this story, but just the fact that a computer or a program could understand you on such a level to where it could potentially influence the youth or somebody to that degree. That's the part where it gets scary for me, to where the up and coming generations weren't exposed to engaging with the opposite sex like we were.
I got a question for the both of you. Back to the parenting part. How does the conversation of sex need to be done with kids, especially today? Social media now, I can open up my phone, and I've been guilty of it. Some things that I see, it gets sent in a thing. All of a sudden, the algorithm's like, oh, this is what you like? Well, here you go. And it's like, hold on. I don't want to see all these ass and titties.
It's impossible.
All there. But you can't avoid it. And somehow that's deemed okay. That's the terms of service, and there's no violation there. But if you say something about, whatever, we're going to have to delete your page, whatever. Okay, that's fine. All right, fine. But I say that to say, how does a parent go about having a conversation of sex with the child and help them as far as they're going through their sexual maturity, understanding what sex is, what intimacy is? Because if you look on social media, especially if they allow their kids on social media, they're seeing that early and quick, and that's where they're getting their education from. So how do you go about teaching a child or having that conversation? Because parents, I don't think that conversation is, it's hard for couples to have that conversation. How do you have that conversation now if you're a child that you're trying to help prevent to fall victim to that?
I'm raw with mine, so I'm sorry. I can't speak for everybody else. I instantly say, hey, you got a girlfriend? You got a boyfriend? Do you like boys? Do you like girls? Somebody touch your dick? Somebody touch your vagina? I'm going in because I ask these questions and people be like, yo, something is wrong with you. It is. It truly is. It's this world. So you got to ask these questions. And believe it or not, you have to have these conversations because these kids, they're watching it on TV, on YouTube, TikTok. So you in your head thinking, okay, well, maybe they don't know. They don't. Trust me, they know. This is a sidebar. I was, oh God. There was a situation. There was a situation where somebody dear to me was in a situation where her daughter, she found out her daughter was eating pussy in school. The young girl.
Cunnilingus.
Yeah, the young girl, she was doing things as if she'd been here before.
What grade?
She's in high school.
Okay.
She's in high school. The parent reached out to the other parent, and his reaction was kind of crazy because she just sent the video.
What?
Yeah. So she sent the video to the father. The father got a hold of it.
Was there context? Like, hey, by the way, I'm sending you this, or was it just a text saying,
it was one of the
here's the video?
Situation, here go a video. I'm sending you the video, and I'm waiting for you to call me back.
What? First of all, time out. First of all,
there we go.
First of all,
so the father called
what?
back. Yeah, the father called back like, what the fuck this, homosexual shit you sent me, and who these two bitches getting down like this? Unfortunately, one of the bitches was his daughter. So, that was quite interesting, right? God forgive me, Lord help me. I mean, what I'm saying is, as a parent, you got to have these conversations. You got to figure out what it is, because the sex is getting pushed whether you like it or not. You listen to these rappers, the Sexy Red of the world, the Gorillas. Yes, these kids are saying lyrics, and once again, we can't blame the artist, right? The artist is going to be the artist. As parents, you have to teach them right from wrong, right? When that's not happening, these kids are very promiscuous. They're learning from the last generation that was before them, and then things are getting out of control. So yes, you want to have that conversation. Hey, when you have sex, you should have sex protected, not unprotected. If you're going to be doing this, you need to be mindful. You can catch this. You can't get rid of this. Or you can have a child. Can't get rid of the child. Like, those conversations are had.
Women today said you can.
Well, in some places now, because, Florida, past 6 weeks, ain't no abortion. So unless you flying out of Florida going somewhere else. Like, so yeah, it's getting to the place now where we go back to, you really have to be responsible, knowing, hey, look, if I'm gonna have a child, then it has to be from this particular individual or whatever. Like, you just can't be out here randomly just casually having sex. No. Which you shouldn't be doing anyway, but we done got accustomed to the raw.
Yeah.
That you got people out here getting voices left and right.
Man.
Like they on the kill streak on Call of Duty. Like, yo, you gotta calm down. Like, you gotta chill out, man. Yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I think I was right on. We were right at that age of the internet, the turn of the internet. So my thing was, sex ed was still a thing in school. Like, we looked at the chart, we looked at the tube. Teacher said this, and then I went home, and then my mom, and my dad, this is what a condom is. This is what you do with this or whatever. And it was like, oh, okay, because I remember it's so weird, but the first sex scene I saw was in The Color Purple with Danny Glover when he was rocking the bed. That was one scene. And then when Forrest Gump, as the principal came over to his mom's house, and he walked in, like, your mama show his son. He's like, he. I'm like, Mom, what's he talking about? Is he retarded or special? Like, what's he doing? She's like, well, Travis, this is what was going on.
This is what happened.
So there were mature things that I was experiencing that my parents correlated with, okay, he's in middle school, he's in sex ed, he knows this. Okay, this is what was happening in there, Travis. And then they explained it to me with life experiences that I was having. But also, it was at the same time, I was a very inquisitive, curious child. I would ask questions about everything. Mm-hmm. So they naturally knew, oh, he's thinking about this, let's talk to him. But I think on a parent's part, you have to be aware that your children are exposed to it without telling you, and then going down the rabbit hole of having those discussions. But like you said, it's just, you got to have the discussions, be it raw or filtered, however you want to do it. It's going to be tough, like going back to the whole giving up your child thing. Accountability, tough conversations, communication.
Back to the AI, I think, again, we've discussed a lot of spaces for men. I also think, too, I watch a lot of Theo Vaughn stuff. He has a lot of psychiatrists and come in and discussing about everything. I think that also plays a huge factor in it too. That you're looking at it so much that you're like, oh, I gotta have it.
You mean corn?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, algorithm. Corn. And when you see that stuff, there's one, it's something that's not discussed, like as far as people, how many people watch it. There's some people who are, don't care to let people know, like, oh yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
I know this certain corn star or whatever the case may be. And oh yeah, like I remember there's a video of a guy who would just look at pictures and he would name all the corn stars off of just the picture. Like he would know, like, oh, that's such and such arm. Oh, I know that's such and such ear. I'm like, okay, I know that's too much time, bro. That's too much time. So, one, I believe that we need to fix something as far as like men need to understand that one, that's one thing that's not real. That's not how real sex goes. As much as people might go on podcasts and say all these things like, I want him to do this to me and yada 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 yada. That
it's an addiction.
It's an addiction. And I think that too, well, to continue along that's the part that like it grows. So you start with porn, then you start with corn, then you start doing like sexual deviation stuff. And then from there, now you're going to this now AI robot stuff. So now it's like, okay, I'm not secure enough to address this issue, but I don't need to now because now I have this inanimate object that I can just do my deviations with, and then I'm not going to have to worry. It's not going to be a problem. However, studies have shown that from porn addiction to whatever accumulates later on can lead to stuff. Your interactions with the public can fall detrimental to that. I think even what's his name, Jeffrey Dahmer, serial killer, in an interview, had said if he never watched porn, I think he would be a serial killer. Something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing, but porn does play
corn.
I know, right?
You got the ADR cut this all
I know,
up,
right? But it does play a big part, especially for men. And I think that men should, one, don't be ashamed at the fact that you do look at it, men and women. It's an addiction that, one, you can overcome, and two, it's much more common than you think. There are applications out there that you can get on, the communities out there that you can get on. You just have to look for them. But I also think, too, that we need to have a society that allows that space as what's that wicked holding space to where you can have those conversations with people, and then you can work things out to where you can overcome those issues and everything in society. And I think once we allow that space and conversations to be had and held, I think that then we can move forward. And as a society, particularly for men, we can start focusing on things that's actually helped us get men be men, and go from there.
Just going to piggyback, man. You'll be amazed how many women watch it. While they at work, bored, like, because I'm around women all day, and so they just like us, but worse. So when I tell you, like, they actually and the crazy part is there are some people who could do some of those things in real life. And when you find them, that's where the problem come in and lie, because here you are in a good relationship and your girlfriend can't do any of those moves. She's not doing that. She don't know how to arch her back. She's not. And so you want her to act like these people that you're visualizing, that you're watching, and it's the same thing with women, the same thing. I want you to hang me and like, well, what? If you look at our back, if you look at our history, you think hanging was like
right.
You want to get hung? Like,
right? Are
you serious? Like,
and some of that's a fetish. I didn't know that was a thing.
It is. But yeah, it's crazy. It's going to take a very mature crowd to actually have that conversation, because the moment you get a bunch of women in a room with men and they start finding out, oh, you watch porn too? That's like an easy one. It's like, oh, okay, what you doing tonight?
Right.
Want a sandwich?
Right.
You're like,
well, since freak offs are the norm now,
right. I got the baby oil.
Yeah. Right. So
let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Share your thoughts.